Hey guys, how you doing? So I thought maybe I could record like a little prelude just before the actual January Forcewipe, so let's just quickly confirm that. The actual Forcewipe will be taking place in 30 minutes time, and as you can see, already got a whole batch of people readily prepared to jump in. In fact, let's refresh right now. I mean, it's not going to update right there and then, but you get the idea. A lot of people are just sitting here waiting. Forcewipe's going to come out in 30 minutes time. Everyone's going to jump in, and this is where we are expecting a ton of returning people to jump in and newer people to jump in. And based on what we saw last year with January 2023, we're expecting a lot of people to start playing again. Now, the expected potential peak player count very likely won't happen today on this Thursday, but it'll probably likely happen over the course of the next few days in, like during the weekend and whatnot. But this is expected to be where we really do see the likes of post-Christmas really kicking in, into a completely new gear. Now, we just actually had the Rust store rotate, and it's all black. I mean, not hating on it. This is a very good Rust store, and well, with that being there, don't get me started. So, of course, people are reacting as you would expect, and I've already noticed certain skins are being bought out, like the Brutalist Garage Door. That's gone even lower in terms of its quantity, and even higher in terms of its price. So, that's nice, that's cool, but now we're just going to sit here and wait and see how does it all turn out, and, well, I wonder if we see even more crazy things with our skins. So, we're just going to have to wait and see. And with that, we'll skip ahead, and we'll see what it's like in the future. Okay, so let me just read that one more time. Is the market going to go down slow after this week? I don't think so. I don't think we're going to worry too much. I don't think things are going to be that awkward. If Kevlar pieces are more expensive than Blackout, is that good or bad because of the demand? Well, there's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. With the current legacy Kevlar situation, of course, last night, when we looked at the kilts, were more people able to sell theirs because midnight struck, as you can remember. It struck midnight, a whole lot more people were able to list theirs. That went down. But conveniently and funnily, you can see the likes of the vest now going up in price ever so nicely. It's the new in-demand set, mate. Maybe the hype doesn't last forever. Maybe it does. And with the current expectation, where if you look over to here and see in the workshop, not that, but this, sorry. Yes, Kosem, creator of the Legacy Kevlar, he does intend to make more, and that's something we should, keep an eye out for over the course of this weekend, with all the new Rust Workshop skin submissions. But yeah, Legacy Kevlar seems to be very in demand and a lot more popular compared to Blackout at the moment, probably because it's a lot more affordable, so more people can actually get a hold of it. But when I talk to you, Mr. Ag, perhaps this applies. With a lot of interest in the current skins, maybe people just aren't interested in the older skins because they're a little bit too expensive. It is awkward. Like, going back over to here with this tweet from yesterday, what we have here is me making a big fuss about the player count last night. So with the Forcewipe, we reached up to 190,000 at one point, easily surpassing July 2023. So that worked out very nicely. Oh, yes, indeed. But I haven't noticed the instant, crazy demand for all the older skins. It's kind of worked out for certain skins, again, the very in-demand ones, but some of the other ones, they're kind of just, trending along, just plodding along. I could show something to you, like happened last year. I have a nice example of what happened last year, so if we just quickly go back to here, we have the likes of Whiteout Hoodie. Here we are. So why not I just quickly make this a lot more clearer so you can see a lot more. So, no more distractions. Let's look at this Whiteout Hoodie. Whiteout Hoodie right now is currently selling for just over $11. It hasn't really changed price over the past few days. But I want to show you something in regards to last year to just kind of put you at ease a little bit more with the prices kind of not really doing much. Because it's only the very beginning of the month. And when I made mention of last year's post-Christmas, it was very wacky because it lasted until the end of February. So, kicked off very nicely, loads of people playing throughout all the month with the average player count. But what actually happened was, in many instances for the skins, a lot of them actually peaked in price towards the end of January. Some of them even in February. So, why don't we just quickly showcase something to you with this Whiteout Hoodie here? Looking in the past, simply 1 year ago, we are looking at this period of time here. Right. So, when you look at this, you can see it's like a nice hill. It goes up and it goes back down again because, of course, springtime. But more specifically, I want to look at the likes of this period of time here, reaching up to that peak price. Because you might notice towards the end of December, you get a nice bit of a boost, and then it just kind of like stagnates for a bit, but then it starts to trend upwards, and then it goes a fair bit higher. That kicks off around just after a week, trends upwards, hundreds of sales, and then it starts to eventually go down in price. Do you see what happened here? And if you go take a look at where we're at currently, do you notice how essentially it's the exact same thing? Kicks off very nicely towards the end of December, and then it just kind of stops for a bit. Does this mean it's over? No, because much like last year, after a week or so, then it starts to trend upwards, then it starts to go up in price again. That is the expectation. So whilst people are still playing in very high numbers, it's almost midnight now and still 150,000 people playing, which is good. This is really good. Once they get settled or whatnot, when they're playing during the weeks and whatnot, wouldn't be surprised if we do see more sales happening. Now, I do have to question, in the current state of the world, do you reckon there's a possibility that people just don't have any money to spend? I don't know. I'm not that much I'm not like a financial expert looking at the world and easily being able to tell the current state of it all. But, there are more people playing. They're here. We've got the supply. But are they walking in, looking at our shops, looking at our stocks and wanting to buy? That's the question. But it only has really just properly started. So to assume, oh no, nothing happened, it's doomed. No, mate, it literally only just kind of started. Chill out, relax. So this is why, throughout pretty much all of yesterday, I kept saying to people, let's just see how this weekend plays out. Let's see if we, on Saturday at the very least, do we get anywhere close to the peak player count of 191,000 that we saw on Thursday? Or does it kind of stick to around 170? And at the end of the day, 170,000 is still very good, right? Still very good. We need to see, will we keep the players? And we also need to see, will that lead to an increase in demand for skins in general? Now, I have noticed with the likes of Legacy Bow, for example, that's no longer in the Rust store. That was in the Rust store for 4 weeks, persisted for all the month of December. It's actually trending upwards. Yeah. That's been around for 4 weeks in the Rust store. It was perfectly available for $3.50. Well, now people are buying them all the way up to $4. Could it go even higher? Potentially. Look at that. So, what do we think? It is awkward. This is much more awkward compared to last year at the very least. But I do remember last year was very strange because the post-Christmas was so strong, it lasted all the way into February. Maybe we're just a little bit delayed. Potentially. That could be an answer. Just know, it's not like there's another factor that I could point out, and I'm not 100% sure if it's definitely related. But have you seen the state of Counter-Strike at the moment? That's one thing I'll quickly showcase to all of you. So, yes, Counter-Strike cases aren't exactly doing super great. I think Counter-Strike's economy at the moment is kind of it's in a bit of a lull period. It's not really doing much. It's just kind of there. It's awkward. So, see, I thought this would be very good for us because I was assuming Rust was going to be really great. We could sell all our stuff. We could go ahead and buy some cheaper Counter-Strike stuff while it's, available this cheap. But this also seems to be a bit awkward. So with this being bad, is it kind of affecting Rust? Because not all skins are doing terribly. All skins right now are doing better, much better compared to what we saw the likes of prices around the end of September, October time. But for many instances, for many skins last year, they got down quite cheap, real cheap around September, October time. Maybe the prices went down so bad that after these have recovered, it hasn't really recovered to the prices we saw in early 2023. So at the very least, all I can sit here and say is whilst I have a lot to consider selling and whatnot, I can still afford to kind of wait it out, see how things roll out over the past weekend, so the upcoming weekend. And I guess all I can really do is just see how things are rolling out from here. So maybe people are spending their money in all these expensive DLCs that released this year. You know what? That could be a case, yeah, maybe. Fair Face Punch are eating away at their own profits with their own DLCs. Maybe they get more money out of that, potentially. That actually could be a very good answer. Yeah, you know, that could be the answer. That is not bad. But then again, I do believe it's probably some of the newer skins that we have here. Like, the amount of sales we've seen for this week's Rust store, after only a day, and all of these have, like, ridiculous sales. These two are special because it's like the super popular in-demand set at the moment, and much like how you questioned Blackout earlier, Blackout seems to be not as in demand with this, with this available, because of course this is a lot more affordable and whatnot. But yeah, maybe more money is being put towards the current Rust store compared to the skins on the Steam market. There's so much that you could think of, so much that you could query, so much that you could like guess upon. But the only way we're going to really figure this out is if we just kind of watch. And that's not fun, is it? It's awkward. It's so awkward. But just know, even I don't fully know. And I know that's not good. But I know for the prices I bought my skins, I can still sell them for a profit. It's more of a question of, will they go up? Will they go up further? And can we sell them for more? Well, like I said, with the example of the Whiteout hoodie, last year, went up initially, stopped for a bit, then started to trend upwards even further towards the end of the month. And guys, from what you can see here, we haven't reached that point yet. Maybe it's just going to be a case of being a little bit more patient. That seems to be the answer. It's not fun, is it? So I probably will do like more analysis of this, especially with the likes of tomorrow and Sunday. And if the player count's still good, maybe it all might work out all right in the end. Hopefully, maybe. But it might be a factor of money. It might be a factor of people just already own the skins. Who knows? But we'll just have to wait and see. Well, one factor is we only got like 15% growth from player count over the year, but the supply of skins in general has increased more so. Yes, there are more options. That is actually a very good answer. So, in terms of, oh yes, well this year we got 2 budget Blackout options, Pirate Collection and Legacy Kevlar, wow. Same thing could be said for the likes of Thompson's. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Thompson's, last year, they went up in price very nicely, pretty quickly, especially around towards the end of December. But this year, while some have stood out and done very well at the moment, quite a lot of them haven't really budged that much. And I did attribute that to the idea that maybe this year just brought in too many Thompsons. You know, Twitch drops, and of course brand new skins that you can buy. Maybe we haven't even reached the proper start. It's so awkward because I just don't know what the answer is. It's annoying. But what do we have here with Husky saying? Also, we get like 400 new skins. Yeah, exactly that. Like we're just saying, it's hard for every skin to go up if there's so many options, so many skins. You are correct, Husky. So how we approach 2024, we're going to have to be a little bit smarter now, aren't we? Because in our heads, we know that there is a lot to pick from. And unless certain things really do stand out, maybe throughout all of 2024, we're just going to want to do the likes of buy orders instead of doing that direct purchases. This is annoying. So, we'll see how much this ends up with. It's expected that it's going to match up to the Tier 3 armor's sales. All the better for the kilt. So yeah, last night, kilt dropped down in price a fair bit, but once that all was said and done, during all of Friday, today, the 5th of January, it's actually trended back upwards. It's now selling for $6, so we could actually quickly show that. So things are being bought off the Steam market. In fact, how many kilts were sold over the past 24 hours? 733. So there are people looking on the Steam market. There are people buying from the Steam market. It is happening. And as you can see, comfortably in the position of $6. But quantity listings of that isn't helping anyone. This is incredibly stupid. Why would you do that? Why would you even sell now? Why would you even sell now? And you might question, Hedge, what are you on about? Well, I'll have to talk more about this when I do my 48-hour analysis. But, well, if you make the comparison of the amount of sales that we see for all of these, it is expected Legacy Kevlar with a lot less sales compared to the other pieces here. As time goes on, it will graciously rise up in price ever so nicely and become the most expensive piece out of all of Legacy Kevlar. And if we do keep getting more pieces, such as boots and gloves and the vest, the road sign vest and the coffee can helmet, things could only improve more so. But I have to talk a lot more about that during my 48-hour analysis. So, yeah, perhaps Legacy Kevlar has grabbed too much attention, too much money was put towards it. But just 2 skins? Really? Well, after 24 hours, it did do ridiculous amounts of sales. So, that very likely could be the answer. If Blackout, Hoodie and Pants, the pair of them are selling for about $40 to $50, it doesn't surprise me in the slightest. People wanted these. And it does look good. Yeah, we can show off this real quickly because I did take make a bit of a video just to get a good look. Holding the Ninja AR as well. Lots of people said, oh, it reflects light. I'll be honest with you, not really. And if you're running around in a grassy area and pitch black, as in the clothing you're wearing, I don't think you're giving yourself that much of an advantage anyway. At the end of the day, do you like the look of it? Do you think that looks cool? I hope a lot more people think it looks cool. But again, is it taking up too much attention? This was a very awkward ramble. Ralph says, could it be because of the Twitch drops? People lose interest in buying skins whilst they get some of them for free. That's what I mentioned in regards to the Thompsons. So that's why I used the phrasing, how many Thompsons were given to us this year, in terms of the ones that were in the Rust store and the ones given to us with the likes of Twitch drops from like that. Now, next week, we're getting another Twitch drop. No, we're not getting a Twitch drop. We're getting another Thompson. That's going to be a Trust and Rust Thompson. It does look cool, and I do look forward to it. That probably cost like $5. But yeah, we are probably maybe going to see a whole lot more Thompsons in 2024. And the more that we have available, the less special they become. Yeah, and if that potentially brews into something, well, maybe these end up like AK-47s. And that ain't good. That ain't good. Too many options to pick from. And, yeah, awkward. So this is the state of things we have to be aware of from here on now. Ponchos and leather gear too. Yeah, ponchos, they used to be incredibly rare. Didn't have many options to pick from. Then, quite literally, September 2022, we saw this appear, and it all kicked off. Poncho, 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 poncho. So many ponchos being accepted all of a sudden. It's now no longer that special. And you can see here, with the amount of them sitting here right now, a lot of them still in the negative. Because there's just far too many that are accepted in such a short amount of time. Whereas all of these ones, you can see how spread out it was before. Just hardly any ever being accepted. But then tons, and then yeah, awkward. Maybe Face Punch needs to have smaller Rust stores. Maybe they just stopped doing Rust stores. Well, they do need their weekly income. Yes, they do. So, right, that didn't sound super fun, didn't it? But again, patience will be our reward. So we're going to have to see how things roll out over the course of this weekend. Analyse it, look at it, figure things out, and we'll see how things turn out for the rest of this month. But with what I looked at, the likes of that Whiteout hoodie, looking into the past, post-Christmas for 2023, it did eventually reach a new high point, as I said, towards the end of January. And with many other skins that are around then, quite a lot of them did peak up around the same time. Some of them did peak around February time. So look at the whole situation and understand with what we see here, it's only kind of just started. And if it keeps going on like this, eventually things should be improving, prices should be improving, and we can sell them for the good profits. That is the optimism talking there. The realistic analysis will be taking place soon, and we'll see what the actual answer is. All right? So, please don't make it bad like Christmas, please. Oh, no. All right, we'll see how it goes. So, thank you for watching.